Okay, so we are going to name our first worksheet quota attainment, just like so. And so to begin this viz, we're going to use our sales as our column. And then we're going to use our rank over 3 and salesperson fields. Remember, rank over 3 is how we're going to use or how we're going to put our salespeople into tiers, tiers of 3. So when I make it, when I drag it over to the rows shelf, it's actually going to come as a dimension, or forgive me, as a measure, and we're going to want to make it a dimension. So once it's in the shelf, I can right click and then click discrete. And so it's going to be a blue pill now. And then I'm just going to move it to the left of salesperson. That way we can see that it's showing us Barbara Davis, Betty Clark, Carol Allen. They're all in the same tier. And just to get rid of this, I can right click and then do in show, uncheck show header. That way we just see salesperson. Okay, perfect. So next thing we're going to want to do is color coordinate this based on if the salesperson achieved their quota. So I'm going to throw achieved quota onto color. Okay, perfect. If we notice here on the right hand side, it's not the legend isn't set up properly, like below 50% should be up at the top. So if I right click in the marks card on achieved quota, I can do a sort and a manual sort. And then I can drag below 50% up top and exit out of here. That way, when I go to color and edit colors, I can make this green, I can make this teal, and it should be in sequential order. So let's click OK. And now we have it just how we want it for our color. Next thing we want to add is our label. So that's going to be the percentage of the quota that they've achieved as of yet. And so for our calculated field, we're going to throw this onto the label. And we want it to show up as a percentage, right? So I can right click in the data pane on percentage of quota achieved, go to default properties, number format, and percentage with 0 decimal places. That way when the labels on our viz show up as percentages. And then the last thing we want to do is add our reference line, because we want to visually show those benchmarks of the 50, the 75%, the 100% that we have on our legend. So what we can do is go to the analytics pane. So to the right of the data pane, we go analytics, and in reference line, we drag over. And this one is going to be a table reference line. And it's going to be in the distribution. And this is going to be entire table, or no, it's actually going to be per cell. Yeah, distribution and per cell. And then we want it to be, instead of 60%, 80% of the average, we actually want it to be 50, 75, and 100% of the new quota. Excellent. So we want it to fill below right here. And it has the gray light fill, which is fine. We'll leave it as default. And then in our label, we want to make this none. That way, 75% goes away on the viz. It looks a little bit cleaner. And then, so we'll leave everything else as default. We'll click OK. And then lastly, on our x-axis, instead of achievement estimated, we're just going to do sales in US dollars. So the money sign. And we'll exit out of this. And it looks like we have it just how we want it. So this means we can move on over to our second worksheet.